In this video, I'm going to show you how to run image generation models locally in your own UI. You can generate images from prompts just as you used to when you use a third-party service, except in this case, you're not using a third-party service. You run this on your own instance, on your own GPU. I'll show you also how to make use of various models that are available on Hugging Face, how to import them and then select them to use them also locally. So let's get started. I've linked the instructions in the descriptions and I'm going step by step. Here I am on my Ubuntu instance, and the first thing we're going to do is to run an update. For me, everything is up to date. Next thing, we're going to install our dependencies, so to say, in essence, our Python environment. And that is also previously installed for me, but make sure you do that. To later download and install models from Hugging Face, git lfs is needed, so you can install that as well. And I've all done that previously. It will take a few more seconds if you run it the first time. Now I'm going to clone the repo that we're going to use. And I also link this URL in the description, but essentially when you have it, you just git clone it. And that's what I'm doing here. And now we're ready to launch the UI. So you'll see I have it here. I'm going into this folder, and here I am using Python to launch. And then important, if you want to make it available outside of your local host, if you want to expose it in the internet. Right now I'm doing this on a remote instance. You have to add the -- listen. And now it will do a little bit of installation. It will clone one of the models into the folders. And then once that is done, we can go to our URL. It will tell us when that is ready. And that is basically our IP address and the port 7680. So once all this is done, it just takes about a minute or so. We will be able to go there. Oh yeah, okay, so now it's actually downloading. You see it's downloading from Hugging Face. And I'll show you right afterwards how to also import your own, let's say, other people's models that are open sourced or basically available on Hugging Face. They're not necessarily open source, they're licensed. How to install them and then use them. So once this is done, you see here this is about 4 gigabytes of a model that's being installed. And once it's downloaded, we can start this. Okay, perfect. Now it actually says it's running on 7860, and that's where we're going to. So I have this is my IP address temporarily for the instance that I'm using. And here I am. So we have this UI, and you could use it with, very many, things to modify here, height, width, your seed. You can do image to image, and you can do the regular prompt that you see, right? For example, we want to have let's say a bicycle by the ocean, something like that, right? And then we generate it, and it will actually do that. You see it's working here, and then we have this not so great image of a bicycle. So next, I want to show you how to get other models imported. And so if you go to huggingface.co, you'll see there's a wide variety of models. You can search them, and you have different authors. And for example, I found this one here that's been liked quite a lot, downloaded quite a lot, 2 million times. So let's say I want to install this, right? And so what we have to do is let me just get out of here for a second. We have to go to the subfolder models, and in that you'll find a subfolder called Stable Diffusion. And here's where you put your model checkpoints, right? This one is in there already, and I want to clone this repository. It actually just gives you the instructions here right into this folder. And this might also take a little while. Make sure you are familiar with the license of the model, right? So it's not, it's available, but it might not always be open source. So make sure that when you use it, you know how you're allowed to use it. So I also will put this URL in the descriptions. So let's see, this will take a little while. We have it downloaded. You see here it's 24 gigabytes, so it's much bigger than the previous model. And we can now launch our where do we have it? Let's just do it manually. Python launch.py -- listen. And then once this is running, which is right now, not quite, a few more. Yeah, there you go. Now it's running. I'm going to reload this again. And now you'll see we have a lot more models to choose from, right? So I'm going to just kind of go with, let's see what this is. Let's see, I want to do, again, bicycle by the ocean. And let's generate this. Okay, well, this sometimes like the checkpoints don't quite work out. Just find a new one. You can also find more information about what these checkpoints represent. But here we go. We actually get a generation. And yeah, that looks more like a bicycle. And we can always generate a lot more. And just try, we can also try just a number of bicycles. Let's say just 3 individuals. Oh, there's even a person riding a bike. That is quite cool. Ah, yeah, and it makes it into this well, cool. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you learned something from this video, and I hope I'll see you in the next lecture.